Let's go back in time to the release of Zombie Chronicles when we received a new Ascension Easter egg. They had changed the phone Easter egg so that when you went up to the phone and held X as it rang, you would now hear Ultimus on the other line.
That's just a good time!
At the time, we didn't really think much of this Easter egg. I mean, we heard it and we were like, oh, cool. Treyarch changed one of their old Easter eggs. I wonder what it could mean. But it really didn't go anywhere. Nobody talked about it too much in depth. We just kind of had that Easter egg. But now I want to talk about it because it actually might have a lot of implications to Classified, one of the new maps we're going to be seeing in Black Ops 4 Zombies, which we learned Classified is the name of the 5 remake or the 5 remastered, this map that is set in the Pentagon with Ultimus. And this could have big implications, and could it be that Treyarch even hinted at Classified a year ago? Maybe. Before I begin, I do want to quickly mention one last time that the Indiegogo that I've been running for the past week or so will be closing in 2 days, and this Indiegogo has helped to fund the Zombros European Tour. Me, Reed, and Quinn, the Zombros team, are going on tour this summer to visit a number of famous places from Call of Duty Zombies, like the real-life Deriz, the real-life Origins, the real-life The Darkest Shore, the real-life Keener Toten, all sorts of really cool places. We're going to be going there, filming videos and podcasts, and if you'd like to help support and fund this project, a link to the Indiegogo is in the description. There you can get some amazing perks like my Zombie Chronicles poster pack or my Perca-Cola's Reimagined sticker pack, which will only be available through this Indiegogo. After that, they're gone forever. So if you'd like to see something like that, a link is down below. Anyway, let's talk about this change of Easter egg and how it affects Classified. So this was the OG Ascension phone from back in 2010.
Need some beans for the chowder here.
What this did was link the two maps so we could hear the 5 crew on the other end of the phone, and this allowed us to know that 5 and Ascension are happening at the same time. Before Ascension, we had a rough idea when 5 took place, shortly after the Cuban Missile Crisis, but where in the vacuum of zombies does it exist? How does it link to the other maps? And this is what confirmed that 1, it is canon and part of our zombie storyline, and 2, goes on exactly as Ascension is happening, and there's a link between those two maps. Now what this does is potentially create a link between the map Classified and Zombie Chronicles. Obviously, when Treyarch included this Easter egg into Zombie Chronicles Ascension, what it was doing was hinting at the fact that they were remaking or remastering or reimagining 5. However you want to describe what Classified is. Quite frankly, we don't know enough to give it a label yet. And could this mean that Classified is a Zombie Chronicles map, or at least exist in the realm of Zombie Chronicles? So what exactly Zombie Chronicles is, we don't fully understand. Some people would suggest that Zombie Chronicles exist inside the summoning key, and this isn't a bad theory, probably one of the most prominent theories. And could this mean that because we have the Ultimus crew in the Zombie Chronicles maps, and we have the Ultimus crew also in Classified, and those two phones are linked, so you hear Classified in Ascension, that Classified is a Zombie Chronicles map? This has really interesting implications for how Classified as a map will be played, because if that's the case, then it will be a relatively basic map. It'll be pretty bare bones. There won't be new areas. There really won't be that many new Easter eggs. Like perhaps when you ring the phone, you'll hear Ultimus in Ascension, or perhaps maybe there will be a Monty radio scattered about, but it could be very basic. So those who want a fully reimagined map, or those who want new Easter eggs, might be disappointed to find out that this is just another Chronicles map. And we don't know if that's the case, but the fact that we have a Chronicles map linked to this map, and typically whenever Ultimus appears in a map we've already had, it's a Chronicles map, it might be. And I'm really hoping it's not, but that doesn't mean it has to be. It could just be that this map is linked to Chronicles, or maybe what it'll actually mean is that we're going to learn about the true nature of Zombie Chronicles. So Ultimus is kind of in this Zombie Chronicles world where they go map to map, and even Monty is telling them about all the different maps, sometimes giving us new insight into some of these maps, and it's kind of strange. We don't really know what this realm is. Well, maybe in Classified we'll start to explore that a bit more. And one of the things I'd like to point out is that the fact is called Classified. So the name itself, the word Classified, isn't that important, but just the fact that the map has a name. So when we think about remastered maps, they usually just have the same name as last time. It's Keener Toten, Ascension, Shangri-La, Origins, Moon. They're not given new names, like Ascension isn't suddenly called Liftoff, or Kino isn't suddenly called Movie Nightmare, or some random ass name, you know? Like, they went from 5 to Classified. If this map was just called 5 again, with Ultimus, then I'd say, yeah, this is definitely a Zombie Chronicles map. But the fact that they gave it a new name actually implies that maybe there will be a new story and there's more to this map than just meets the eye. It's not your standard Zombie Chronicles remake. So that could be an argument against that theory. And let us not forget that Jason did hint at this map being a prequel, and if it is a prequel, then it would most likely be a prequel to 5. Could potentially explain how the zombies get into 5. It could also be a bridge between, say, Kino, 5, and then Ascension. So some people have suggested that maybe this map will explain how Richtofen gets his suit in Ascension. Other people have even gone as far to suggest the fact that what if Richtofen's not even in Classified? So Monty has before hinted at our characters being on adventures without Richtofen.
Ascension, the Russian cosmodrome. I know Nikolai can be a bit down on Soviet technology, but the Ruskies really pulled one out of the bag that time. The Ascension group built a bloody great rocket. It actually worked a treat, too. Do you remember Gersh? Bald guy, he fought alongside you for a while. I think Richthofen was off somewhere at the time. Anyway, Gersh ran into a little bit of dimensional distortion. Honestly, why do you insist in meddling with stuff you don't understand? Of course, all their experiments just stirred the reality soup even more. You ended up fighting monkeys. Space monkeys at that. As I'm sure you know, monkeys are thieving little bastards. Give them half a chance and they'll nick anything that isn't nailed down. So, in answer to a question Richthofen once asked, I don't love a monkey.
So what if our characters go from Kino der Toten to then they are in Classified, and Richtofen's not here. Richtofen is off elsewhere. And then maybe we have somebody like Gersh battling alongside with our characters. Something like that. That could very well be the theory, and then we leave and then go to Ascension. Not to mention, they get to Ascension on a lunar lander. How the hell did they get a lunar lander unless maybe they stole it from the Pentagon? Something like that. You never know. That could be what is explained right there. Or Richtofen could just go to 5. He could be with the rest of the crew, and then he gets his spacesuit at that facility. Maybe. It could be, and that would be nice. And that's what I like about this map. It does give us an opportunity to explain some things that are kind of strange in that storyline. The only issue with this theory right now is the timeline. The timeline shows us the path of Ultimus, and nowhere on that timeline does it say that they went from Kino der Toten to then 5 and then to Ascension. The only thing it says is that they're at Kino der Toten and then they take a lunar lander to Ascension. Unless they just gloss over the fact that maybe they went from Kino der Toten to 5 then to Ascension. Or maybe what it is that they're at Kino and Kino teleports them to Ascension, which is something that could happen, and then they end up at Ascension shortly after they go from 5, get the lunar lander, and then go there. Something like that. Either way, I do think there's a lot of potential in the fact that this map could be related to Chronicles. And if it is related to Chronicles, then it might actually be isolated from the rest of the zombie storyline. So this means that it doesn't actually play a role in the map 5. It has nothing to do with our characters going from Kino to Ascension. and all those theories that I previously mentioned would then be void. We're exploring something new. Maybe we have our characters kind of trapped in Monty's Zombie Chronicles world, and in Classified, they then break out, something like that. And maybe it was the linking of maps, the fact that Zombie Chronicles Ascension and Zombie Chronicles Classified go on at the same exact time, and they then go from Classified to somewhere else and perhaps help rescue the Primus crew. I know people in the community have suggested that Primus will fail, and Primus was first, but Ultimus was last, and Ultimus will succeed. It's interesting food for thought. That's going to wrap things up for this video. If you enjoyed it, maybe get a like, possibly subscribe for more. I'm going to be diving further in depth into Classified, so there is so much more to discuss with this map. I'm actually really excited for it. It has some interesting implications to the storyline. In addition to that, if you wanted to get your hands on some of the cool merch that I have available at the Indiegogo, a link is down below. All the money to that is going to help fund the Zombros European tour. It's a big project we're undertaking, you know, everything between hotels, rental cars, flying over to Europe to make these videos for you guys. It's a lot, but I think the content we're going to create out of this is unlike any you've seen on YouTube. So if you want to help support that project, a link is down below. After today, none of this stuff will be available, so it's your last chance to jump on it. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful day, and bye.